Hello, Aries. As you can see, I'm using a new computer. Hopefully the sound is much better. So I'm going to shuffle, as always, for another minute while I meditate on the answers we need to our questions. This is the tarot reading for July 2016 on love and relationships. Whoa. This is Seven of Cups. Okay, I'm now going to cut the cards. This is Knight of Pentacles reversed. This is Ten of Pentacles, Earth energy. The Hierophant or the Pope in reverse. This is Temperance in reverse. So we're getting some strong major arcana cards that are kind of, not only that, they're reversed. So there's a lot of chaos happening, especially when the Temperance card is in reverse. And this Temperance card is going to end up being in the middle of your spread. We have a Queen of Swords. So far, no wands, no fire energy, Aries. Maybe there's a loss of control. I have a Page of Cups. I have a Seven of Swords. That's in reverse. And then I have a Ten of Cups in reverse. This is interesting. This last row, which is your future, not your near future. Sometimes events in the future can take several weeks or months to unfold, but this projects the direction, the way things currently are as they stand with the present energy. These cards in the future, these three, pretty much say the direction this particular relationship or situation is headed. Okay. Now I will shuffle for an outcome card near the end of the reading. But I think it's interesting, Aries, especially seeing that fire is your energy. There's no Aries anywhere in here. And that kind of tells me that there are certain situations that are out of your control, that you are being affected by actions and behaviors of other people. That's what you're dealing with. And maybe there's no fire energy showing up here because there's sort of like a lack of control. That's what I'm seeing. Or things you can't control. Sometimes we do not have control. Well, actually, we never have control over the choices that other people have. There is such a thing as influence, but even that has its limits. We have a lot of cups. This 10 of cups is in reverse, this page of cups, and then we have a 7 of cups here. We have these two pentacles next to each other. We have these two swords. So maybe the situation's a little bit complicated. But looking at your major arcana cards, these are two very strong, even though you only have two major arcana cards, Temperance and the Hierophant, this can still be quite revealing about the situation, because when Temperance is in reverse, it means a lack of peace, a lack of balance. And actually the Temperance card has water energy. You see the angel balancing the two cups here. And when it's upright, it does mean finding inner peace and stillness in the midst of chaos. But because it's reversed, obviously there is a little bit of worry. This is probably something that might be happening to you. A lot of worry. You're not able to um, find harmony. Maybe you're in huge conflicts with another person. There's no balance. Maybe you are the one giving all your emotions and this other person is not returning, their emotions. They're not giving love and affection as much as you are. That could definitely be the lack of balance that I'm seeing here with the Temperance card in reverse. And that might be what this is all about. That, especially with these cups, you're dealing with someone emotionally with a lot of water energy. With all these three cups here, you're dealing with someone who they have a lack of balance emotionally in this relationship, and it's causing you a lot of turmoil in return. You've been trying to work things out with this person, and emotionally they're insecure, they're all over the place. So this Temperance card is actually helping me understand why these three cups are showing up the way that they are. When we have the Hierophant in reverse, we're looking at a reversal of a contract. A Hierophant can actually mean, or the Pope, it can mean religion, traditions, and family. It can also mean marriage. It can mean a very serious commitment. It can mean devotion and faith. And so when this Hierophant card is reversed, it means that there's a lack of faith, there's a lack of devotion, there's a lack of consistency. Um, and this is about more of the practice of faith and devotion. Your actions showing that consistency and honor. So there's a lack of honor, there's a loss of faith. You've lost faith. I think Aries, your fire energy allows you to be a very loyal, consistent person. And for those of you who are probably looking at this video because you're attached to an Aries person, this could be telling you a lot about this person, because maybe this person, they're dealing with a lack of faith and loyalty. And you might need to be careful about that. And because this is a major arcana card and not one of the smaller trump cards, this could be a major issue within the relationship. Okay? So, and as I've said, because Temperance is in the middle of this spread here, the situation seems to be about someone's emotional insecurities and their inconsistency in the relationship. And you are trying to find balance with this person. You are trying to get on an even keel with this person. Now, returning to this first row here, Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, first and foremost, This Seven of Cups is about daydreams and fantasies. And I get a sense that maybe there's a person you're dealing with, this Cups energy that I referred to when I was describing the Temperance card. This Cups energy has a lot to do with this person not being realistic about relationships. They're a little bit immature. The Seven of Cups is about a person whose head is in the clouds. They can't choose, they can't commit. And the interesting thing is that Pentacles are a very grounding energy. They're also very slow energy. This Knight of Cups, this Knight of Pentacles or coins, Pentacles can also mean coins. You see he's not really moving. His horse isn't, with Knight of Swords or Knight of Wands, you see this swift action. The Knight of Pentacles is about thinking things through, taking your time. Pentacles are the slowest energy from Swords, Cups, and Wands. Very slow. And sometimes people will ask me for a timeline of when something is going to happen, and I pull the cards, and if I see a pentacle show up, that says, oh, this is going to take a while. But it's also the card of being logical and rational and grounded on the earth. You're very stable. And so part of what I think is going on with this person is that they're not very grounded or stable, which is why I think this Knight of Pentacles is being reversed next to this Seven of Cups, which is the card of your head in the clouds and not being realistic. So actually, these two cards next to each other make a lot of sense. Now, we have a Ten of Pentacles here. This is the card of material wealth and prosperity and a happy home. And maybe this is something that you're providing for this person. This is what this person cares about. I think this means that maybe you two are living together. This could also be about an arranged, maybe you two are together, you're living together, and materialistically, physically, you two are together, and you have a home. And usually this is the card of great wealth and prosperity and a happy life. But that doesn't mean that this person here is still grounded. And you also have another 10. You have this 10 of Cups reversed. So this is telling me that even though you might be providing material stability, this person here is not grounded. You're providing the material stability for this person, and they're not taking care of you, which I think is why this Knight of Pentacles is showing up reversed next to this 10 of Pentacles. And this might make a little more sense to me when I draw the outcome card. So going to the middle row, the Hierophant and Temperance, I've already explained what these two mean. So now we have a Queen of Swords here. This could be the person in question that you're connected to, but I'm kind of thinking that this water energy just keeps showing up, that this Page of Cups is probably more like the person you're dealing with. But this Queen of Swords is very important because traditionally it represents a woman who's very wise. She has suffered. She's gone through a lot of pain, but she's also learned from those experiences. And she's able to make the right choices and judgment. And I think maybe that could actually be your energy. Keep in mind that sometimes, yes, we can all have a sun sign of Aries, but our moon, Jupiter, the other planets all play a role in our astrological makeup. And I said in the June readings that you should always contemplate getting your astrological birth chart. because the birth chart can actually give you a much precise picture of what's going on with your energies. It could be that your Aries is your sun sign, but with the planet Venus, as far as your love sign, you might actually have something like Neptune, Jupiter, so you actually might have Aries as a sun sign, but in your planet of love, or Mars, or Mercury, which is the planet of communication, you might have fire. You might have water, you might have air, and you might even have earth. Okay, so this doesn't have to necessarily represent yet another person like this Knight of Pentacles here, but I do kind of see this as you going through a lot of pain with this person and finding wisdom. You're trying to learn from this. You're trying to be the wise one here in this chaotic situation. Going into the near future, as I said, this can take a few weeks to play out, but I kind of see this person. A page is a very young person. And sometimes pages are still learning. They're inexperienced. A page can also represent a message. I don't think this person in your life wants to let you go. They still need nurturing. They come to you for nurturing. They come to you for strength. And I see you attached to someone who is still very much a child in love. This can also mean infatuation, attraction, the beginning of love. But it's next to this Seven of Swords. And this is the card of secrets. It can mean dishonesty. It can also represent someone who is looking out for themselves, first and foremost. They're like being a little selfish. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with looking out for yourself. Sometimes you don't need to tell everyone what you're doing. For instance, if you're about to leave a job or if you're looking for a new job, it's not necessary to tell your boss or your coworkers that you're looking for a new job. That is one of the more positive aspects of this card. But if this card is reversed, it can mean honesty. It can also mean a revelation of secrets. Something is going to be revealed to you. And it might not be pleasant news. It might reveal something about this person and open your eyes to this person that you didn't know before. So I'm interpreting this as a revelation of secrets because what follows after this revelation is the Ten of Cups in reverse. And this Ten of Cups is usually the card of happily ever after, emotional fulfillment, true love, your soulmate, your partner. And I think that what's going to happen with this person is that there's going to be a revelation of secrets, or something's going to be exposed about this person that's going to turn everything upside down, because you have been trying to provide stability. And this person emotionally could very well turn all of that upside down emotionally for you. You are still doing your best to make it work, but this person who's immature in love or insecure or up and down and chaotic emotionally, there's a possibility that in the future, their immaturity is going to lead to an emotional disappointment in some way. So, I'm going to shuffle for the outcome card. Whoa, look at this. This is Six of Wands. You finally have some fire here. This is the card of victory. And it can definitely mean that this situation with this person, that you two may be able to learn and grow. But because I know that there are quite a few of you, maybe a few hundred of you actually, who are all dealing with different situations, some of you may actually, because of what's happening here in this row, you might actually decide to break up with this person. But the Six of Swords is sort of meaning that you're going to get your energy back, you're going to do the right thing for you, and you're going to come out of this chaotic situation with this person okay. That's how I see it. Maybe it means that this person, this whatever is being revealed here in the secret that seems to be a setback in this relationship, I think that you'll be able to do the right thing. And I think the tarot is saying to you, with this person, you should stick to what you need to do for you, which is why I think this Queen of Swords is showing up. All the chaos and the lack of faith. You may actually be able to work things out with this person, but like I said, I see you as the stronger person and this person as the weaker person in a relationship. And I think your faith and loyalty and devotion, um, I think what needs to happen is that you need to do what's right for you. And once you start doing what's right for you, everything that needs to happen in this relationship, especially with the Temperance and Hierophant in reverse, will fall into place. So there is victory here in this situation. It will come in the next few weeks. But I think you need to be loyal to yourself and not let this person with the water energy take advantage of you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the Pisces or Cancer or Scorpio. Like I said, I'm just seeing someone who's emotionally all over the place, who's a little bit insecure and a little bit unstable. I'm not saying they're a psychopath or depressed, but I think that when it comes to relationships, this person is used to having their own way and having the other person pick up the slack for the relationship. Okay. So, Aries, that was your reading. I hope you can hear me. And as always, click the description if you would like a more specific reading for your relationship, and not just your relationship. If there are issues or questions about career, finances, family, your life direction, I would love to do a reading for you. So click the link for my online appointment book. And I have a variety of different services: email readings, video readings, phone readings. Okay? So I hope you're having a wonderful summer, and I will talk to you soon. Love and light.